Hello everyone, my name is Susan Malloy of Silver Lady Stamping. And today I'm bringing you an easy card made with the Zany Zoo stamp set and dies and the Zoo Crew Designer Series paper. I am so loving the stamp set and the dies, and especially love the Designer Series paper because it has such cute images on it. Now, I am not normally a cutesy stamp set kind of person. I go for more of the flowers and other interesting images. The ones that have cutesy images are typically not for me, but there was just something about this particular bundle that I couldn't resist, and I have been having such fun with it. So I'm going to just flip the camera down and show you what I've been working on. Here we go. This is the card I am going to do. It's just a simple card, right? It's just a very simple one. But I also just want to show you this is the stamp set. So you've seen it. It's in the 2023 annual catalog. It has some great images in it. But what I also really love are the dies. And so like this die in particular, this coordinates with the cat. And it has, hold on, let me just flip over. This is, you know, a stage curtain. And you die cut two of those and you have the two sides. It also has, let me see where I put it in here. Oh, right here. These are the curtain tie backs. So cute. Just imagine that you even have tie backs for your curtains. It has a banner die. This is a die that you can use to put across the top of a piece of cardstock and cut, you know, a section so that it goes between the curtains. Anyway, it's just the absolute cutest. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, if you stick with me till the end, I'm going to show you some additional cards. I think I have like additional 1, 2, 3 cards that I've been working on that you're going to see what I'm talking about in terms of the curtains. So stick with me to the end and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now I just wanted to quickly show you the Designer Series paper because the catalog does not do it justice. So you get 2 sheets of each of the papers. There's 12 sheets, and as you can see, I've already been cutting it up. So the die that I showed you for the cat fits right onto the paper, so you don't even need to stamp and color the image from the stamp set. You can just die cut it directly from the Designer Series paper. You can also fussy cut. If I know not everybody's a fan of fussy cutting, but you can fussy cut the additional images. So this is the ballerinas. Then there are the musicians. A couple of frogs. The turtle is so cute. And in the dies, I just wanted to point this out because it has an interesting die in it. So this, because it was at first I was like, what is that? And then I realized it's a stool. So you can put one of your musicians, you can die cut that and put one of your little musicians, like the turtle, sitting up on the stool on the stage. So cute. Then you have some additional ones that are cooking, meditating, reading, painting. Just adorable, adorable. Then here's a little bit of the outdoors, photos. I had, you know, ideas about that you could take this one, the little painting guy, and then the, oh gosh, where is it? The llama, right? Here, over here on this page, the llama, and pair them with the crafting with you stamp set, because that one has like yarn in it and an easel, a painting easel, so you can put that one with an easel from Crafting With You. The knitting llama, you could set it up on the card with the basket of yarn from Crafting With You. That, all kinds of possibilities. This is like birthdays, scooters, roller skates, all kinds of toys. Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, on the back sides, mostly just black and white, which are actually kind of cool because I was using the black and white for the stage curtains when I made the cards with the stage curtains. So I'm going to set this aside, but I'm going to tell you, this is just the nicest paper. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm just going to go through how this card is made because it really comes together pretty quickly. So I'm using a card base of blueberry bushel, measuring 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So there's our card base. And then instead of our typical 5 1/4 by 4, I'm using a piece of Night of Navy that measures 4 by 4, and then a piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then we're going to put that at the top. But before we do that, I'm going to stamp. Oh, I got to grab my Night of Navy ink pad, and we have a stamp in the Zany Zoo that's stars and confetti and all of that. So we're going to use this image. Oh, I just got to run over and get my Night of Navy ink pad. Okay. You know, just when you think you're organized and you have everything, and then you realize, oops, not exactly. All right, so what I'm going to do is just stamp a whole bunch of those confetti images just at the bottom. And it doesn't matter how, I'm not going to go all the way up, but it doesn't matter how high you go up because the other part will be the Night of Navy will be covering it up. So just randomly stamp it onto your card. I can be guilty of complicating my cards. I always feel like I need to add so many layers, so many elements to it that I end up complicating. And when I say complicate, I don't mean that the card itself is complicated. I just mean that, it ends up taking me so long to put it together because I'm adding too many things to it. And then I realize I don't really need to do all of that. So sometimes simpler can be better. All right, so one of the other things I want to do is I'm going to, because I want to color in some of these with white. And the way I'm going to do that is to take my water painters. I'm going to take one of my water painters and make sure I got water in it. Yep, I do. And you want to take a little acrylic block. And I'm going to use some white craft ink. And let's see, I think I can do it this way by, I might just need to, sometimes if you take your ink pad and put it on a block, but I might just do it directly. Let's see how that works. Otherwise, I'll just do it directly onto the ink pad. All right, let me just squeeze this off camera. I just want to make sure that there's some water flowing. Yep, there is. All right. And then get a scrap of, want to make sure that this is, there is enough. I may need to take additional white. Yeah, I may just take it directly from the, and this is the white craft ink pad is available in the annual catalog. All right, so what I want to do is take my card and I'm gonna just color in like the stars with some white. I'm just gonna dab it a little bit. Now, I will tell you also that if you have a white gel pen, which you can get like at Michael's or some other places, you could just tap a white gel pen on it, which is actually faster. But if you have these water painters and some of the white craft ink, you can do actually a lot with this. And I did a video a couple of months ago with some flowers where I stamped it, and I stamped the flower in white, and then I did the color of the flowers over it, and it really made it stand out so much. All right, just a few more of these. I don't know, I just think because of the blue background, and you can't really see the, you know, the stars don't stick out too much. I thought that coloring them in with a little bit of white would kind of make it stick out a little bit. Oh, I'm leaving. Here's one and another one. And you can do the others. You can do some of the other confetti on here as well. And then you can actually, then when it dries a little bit, you can go over it again to make it stick out a little bit more. Because as it dries, it lightens a little bit, so you don't get as strong a white as when you first tap it down. And that's all I'm doing, is that I'm kind of tapping. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that for now, and then I'm going to close this up, set that aside. And you can just clean your water painter, just let some water flow through it, and clean it on your scrap paper. And I'm just going to close it up and set that aside. Okay, put that aside. And now I am going to do a little bit of stamping with my Night of Navy ink. I'm going to stamp the Something Great to Celebrate You. I'm going to put that at the top. There we go. And we'll close that up. And then I have already die cut the little ballerina leopard, I guess it is. And I'm going to put some dimensionals. And the beauty of just cutting it out of the designer series paper is that, you know, she's already colored in. Her tutu is colored in. Oh, you know what I want to do too? I'm going to give her skirt, her little tutu, some shimmer by putting some Wink of Stella on it. All right, let me put some of these, more of these dimensionals. Oh, you know what? I think I need to put some mini dimensionals at the top because it's getting skinnier at the top. Okay. Having an assortment of the regular Stampin' Dimensionals and then the mini ones is very helpful. So, okay, That's good enough, and I just want to press them down, because if you don't press them down, sometimes when you go to peel the backing off, the whole thing comes off. Okay, this just makes it so much easier when you just have, you know, you can just die cut directly from the, oop, you know what, I got some ink on there, but that's okay. When you can just die cut directly from the designer series paper, so easy. And then I'm going to use some dimensional, I'm not dimensionals, I'm going to use some gem dots, and these are the 20, 23 to 25 in color dots, and I'm going to use the boho blue. And I'm going to use a large, a medium, and a small. Okay. Okay, move those out of the way. I'm going to use some glue. Glue it down. And you can use your adhesive of choice. You can use, you know, any kind of snail tape, including the Stampin' Up! Stamp and Seal, or you can use the liquid glue. And I like the liquid glue. I mean, even though it can get messy, I like it because it does give you a few, like, seconds of extra time to be able to adjust it if you need to. So I like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put some liquid glue on the back. You can put dimensionals and pop it up if you want to. I'm just going to glue it right down. Right on the top. Okay, and then I have, for the inside, the way I did the inside was just to say, "You're too wonderful," and then I put more of those, the confetti on the inside. So I'm going to just go ahead and stamp the sentiment. You know what, before I do that, I think I'm going to go ahead, ooh, you know what, I did have to color her tutu. I forgot about that. So I'm going to use some, let me see, no, I'm going to use some Bubble Bath. I used some Lost Lagoon on her in this one, but I think I'm going to use a Bubble Bath. And I'm going to color it in. Let me set that aside. Even though the flower is already pre-colored as a Lost Lagoon, I'm going to make her tutu pink with the, oh, some of the black is coming off, the light Bubble Bath. And then I'll go over some of the edging with the dark, including the waistband of her tutu. Okay. I'm going to put some highlighting on her skirt. And then I want to put just a dot of dark Lost Lagoon in the center of the flower, like that. That's it. And now I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on her skirt. Because, you know, the tulle is kind of ballerinas tutus are, you know, they're usually a bit sparkly. Love it. It's not a lot, but, you know, it's shimmery. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Very shimmery. Now, we can do the inside and get some ink onto the stamp. Okay, and I'm going to bring in the confetti stamp again and just do it up the side in kind of a back and forth motion. I'm just doing it on one side because I don't want to overwhelm the card, but I do want to put a little bit of decoration on the inside. Okay. I'm going to put some liquid glue on the back and we'll tack it down. Make sure I'm doing it right. And close it, make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. Get a back rub, make sure it's nice and tacked down. And that's the card. Simple, just very, very simple. So this one, this tutu was colored with Lost Lagoon. This tutu was colored with the Bubble Bath. But the kitty ballerina, easily die cut using the die from the Zany Zoo dies and directly from the designer series paper. So cute, so easy. So let me just set these aside. I'll put these right here so you can still see them. And let me show you the other cards. As I said, waited till the end. Let me show you what else I'm working on. This one, I die cut the dancing reindeer from the designer series paper and colored in their tutus with lemon lime twist. Added in, these are the curtains. I used the scallop that I showed you to cut a section of the black and white paper from the Zoo Crew Designer Series paper. Cut the curtains. There are the tie backs. I told you the curtain tie backs. They're so cute. Now, in the background, that is a die from Grassy Grove. And I thought it just reminded me of like stage scenery, especially since these are deer and they would be obviously in the woods, and I wanted to have some kind of reference to, you know, the forest or some woods, and I thought that would be a cute background. So that's what I did, and I fussy cut 2 of the dancing deer ballerinas and put one a little bit behind the other one because I thought 2 looked better than 1. And then on the inside, I put the dancing ballerina, and I still have yet to color in her tutu. I haven't done that yet, but I will. Cute, right? So cute. Another one with the dancing kitty ballerina. This one I made her tutu and I colored it in with some balmy blue. Again, with the curtains, the stage curtains. And then this is a balmy blue card base. And this is actually the back of the card base. Now for the bottom, for the stage floor, I took a strip of basic white and embossed it with the timber embossing folder, and then just gave it a light brush of light crumb cake ink with my with a blending brush. And I fussy cut the little the little frogs playing the flute, and there is a stamp with music symbols that I put next to each of them that I thought would look cute, showing that they are in fact playing the flute while she dances her little ballerina routine. And then on the inside, something great to celebrate you, and with the ballerina sheep. I fussy cut that from the designer series paper. Love it. It just made it so easy. And then lastly, this is my third card that I was working on, and I took some of the designer series paper from the Zoo Crew, and I just colored in the flowers with some red, and then the leaves some green. And actually I had originally intended to make it into a kind of a Christmas card, so that's why it's very, like, I think this is like cherry cobbler, and then the leaves are like shaded spruce, kind of Christmassy, but it doesn't look too Christmassy. But I changed my mind instead of doing a Christmas card. And then again, and so I put the backing, I think this is, oh, this is from one of the, oh gosh, can't think of it, one of the other designer series papers, not the Zoo Crew, but one of the other designer series paper has a backing that it looks kind of like sky. So I put that on the back, and again used the Grassy Grove die, the forest die. And then I had already had, I don't know if you can see him, there's a little deer. I had that already cut out and in that stamp case. So I said, I'm just going to throw him on there. And then here's the skunk who's doing some, he's got his little binoculars, but turns out the little birdie he was out bird watching, but the bird landed on his head. So cute. But I thought, that's what I thought when I saw this little guy, is that it would be so cute to put him out there in a wooded setting. And then the flowers, I don't know, I just thought it was a good way for me to use that flower paper that I had already pre-colored. And then on the inside, I used the happy birthday sentiment from the Zany Zoo. And from the designer series paper, fussy cut that. And then this little guy who's out catching butterflies, also from the designer series paper. There's just so much you can do with it. And I have some other ideas, and I'll probably come back on and show you the cards that I make with some of the images on the designer series paper, along with the crafting with you stamp set with the llama and the little guy that is doing some artwork. I think it's going to be so cute. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed these cards today. And if you don't already have the Zany Zoo, I'm telling you, and in the designer series paper, if you have nothing else, just get the designer series paper, because you can always just fussy cut the images and use sentiments from any stamp set you have. But I'll tell you, the dies in the set are awesome, because that's what's going to give you the theater curtains, the stage curtains. You won't be sorry. This is probably my favorite. These guys, they're so cute. Thank you for joining me. I hope you'll give these cards a try. Happy stamping. Bye for now.